come up and fielder at the 34, makes the first man miss. There goes the 40. 45 to the 50. Leaf angling at the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25. Say goodbye, Kalif Raymond to the house. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, what a run back. And that started with him making the first man miss. Kalif with some magic out there.
10-point lead turns into a 17-point lead, just like that over the Cleveland Browns. Kalif Raymond doing that in September of 2025. This is what he's doing in the summer of 2026, not with the Lions anymore. Now across the division with the Chicago Bears, reunited with his former offensive coordinator, now head coach, Ben Johnson. And this is Kalif Raymond now joining us on the Insiders, myself and Stacey Dales. Congratulations, Kalif, on the move. You go from a team that obviously loves and cares about you in Detroit. Now you're going to have to play against them with their former offensive coordinator as well. What's that going to be like?
Oh, man, it's going to be interesting. Definitely new experience. Like I said, I've been there for the last 5 years, so going across the lake is definitely new. But I'm excited for it. It's been awesome being here so far, and I'm thankful to be able to be here and have that Bears logo on my helmet. So.
Kalif, everybody needs a Kalif Raymond on their team. You've been in this league for a decade, my friend. And what was it that Ben Johnson unlocked in Detroit? Because you were there with him. Obviously, you're a two-time All-Pro, return man specialist, as we just saw there in that footage. What did they unlock in Detroit that you're bringing to Chicago?
Man, you know what? Let's start with Ben. I think one of the coolest parts about him is, man, he finds the best in what everybody can do. And that's one of the coolest parts about playing under him, playing with him, getting to know him, is he finds what everybody's really, really good at, and he finds a way to allow you to excel in it. And then just being in Detroit, man, one thing I was very, very thankful for is they gave me the opportunity. It didn't matter about my size, my weight, none of this stuff, man. They said, hey, man, if you can go play football, we're going to give you a chance to do so. So you put those two combinations together, man, I'm having my best years, and I'm thankful to continue that with Ben. He's a genius with this stuff, so it's awesome to be with him.
And in that time that you guys had together in the past, obviously go through a lot. What's the Ben Johnson story that creeps in there and works its way out whenever anybody asks you to talk about your relationship with your now head coach?
Man, I say the same thing. It's the same story, and it's the one that changed my perception of Ben. He put this picture, I think he said he was in Miami, or just leaving Miami at the time. He was at the beach, and he was in the transition in between jobs, man. He said it's one of those moments where it's supposed to be a happy moment, and he was in some regards, but he had so much hunger and drive for him that he knew what he had to do next. And that kind of perspective, I knew what kind of man he was, and he exemplifies that the way he works. I mean, first in, last out. I'm worried if he sleeps enough. I'm like, man, you gotta go get some rest, man. But that's who he is, man. He wants it so bad. He wants it for himself, but he also wants it for his players and his team. And that's the kind of work he puts in.
Yeah, he puts that work in, Kalif, and it's all about culture. You're one of those culture guys. Gabby Hyduke, a great Bears writer, wrote some fast facts on you. Did you really get tattooed by a monk in Thailand? Did that actually happen?
I didn't know that was out there on the internet. No, I did. It was on my bucket list, and it was crazy. Around the same time, I was actually in a transition period myself. I didn't play really that season, had 3 practice squad weeks, and I was like, you know what? I need to go find out who I am as a man. And once I set that in stone, the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. And one of my bucket list things was to go out to Thailand. It was really to get tattooed in a temple by a monk in the mountains, but I actually came down from the mountains to get a tattoo. So it was a crazy experience. I'm thankful to be here.
What was the tattoo?
It's called a sakyan.
What was the tattoo, and what is it like getting tattooed by a monk, man?
Oh, goodness. So the crazy part is I'm coming down from this, the mountain's called Pi. And it's like 730 turns. I'm on this vehicle that I wouldn't recommend anybody getting on. And I'm coming down, and I remember I walked in and they said, hey, have you eaten anything? And I'm like, I was trying to get here safely. Eating was the last thing in my mind. They're like, hey, it's gonna hurt. So no, it was a pretty cool experience. Something I'm glad I did. But no, I still have it. It doesn't go away. So yeah.
Yeah, the quote, it's going to hurt, was one I've heard from multiple guys who return punts in the NFL. So it's an interesting juxtaposition there, considering what you do in your day job, which is now going to include catching passes from the cover star of Madden NFL 27, Caleb Williams. What's meeting Caleb been like, and what do you expect from him this season?
Dude, I love his job, man. So it's the last minicamp practice, and we go through one round of 2 minute. And I don't think that we have another one going up, but he's itching. He's like, we're kicking field goals. He's like, just let me back out there. He's talking to himself. He's like, let me get back out there. I'm like looking. I'm like, oh man, this guy has some ice in his veins. I mean, it's 2-minute OTAs, and he's like itching to get back out. But man, he's been incredible to watch so far. He makes some throws that I don't think I could close my eyes and dream and make them look that good. So he's a ball player, man. So I'm excited to work with him.
Wow. Great comments on Ben Johnson. But when you talk about yourself, Ben said you rage to the football. What are you adding to this offense? How explosive are you guys going to be now that you've been around these men in the locker room?
Oh man, it is some ball players. I'm just trying to be a compliment any way I can, but there's some guys here to do some things to football that I hope I look like some days because they can do it. So I mean, just so many weapons, so much talent. But I think the biggest thing with the guys that have all the talent is the work ethic that follows behind it. The extra reps. I mean, it's OTAs, but there's extra reps before and after practice. We got both receivers and DBs on the judge. You would think it's camp, the way that the guys are working. And I think that's a testament to the guys on this team is that the talent is overwhelming, but the work ethic doesn't shy away from what we have. So it's pretty awesome.
And your longevity, Kalif, is a testament to you and what you do in this league, especially in a place where guys don't get a lot of opportunity as time goes on, returning punts, returning kicks. How do you feel the return game with the rules changes has changed? And has that helped kind of keep your career going as it gets longer and longer?
Yeah, I always say I think it's the most volatile position in NFL. The things you have to go through mentally to be back there is it's a lot. I think the rule change, it worked both ways, because especially with something small as being able for the kicker ball, they can do different things with it. They can put a little more brush on it, which lets it spin more. It can go all different kind of ways. But no, it's definitely a tough job. I think the ability to adapt and what I've learned over the last few years is you can't catch enough punts because punters are only getting better. The ball's only going farther and it's only spinning more. So just more repetition, man, a lot more work. I'm trying to catch punts as often as I can, just so that way when Sunday comes, we're in a new jersey, new number, new team, new teammates. But I've saw so many punts at this point that I can trust myself in that aspect and then put full faith in my teammates to do the rest. So it's definitely a tough job. I think if I take my hat off, the reason I got my hat on is because it made me lose a little bit of hair at this point. It's definitely stressful, but learning to adapt, learning to be honestly kind of fearless in it. Sometimes you go back there, you know, like, hey, look, I'm going to make the decision, and if I get hit, so be it, is what I signed up for. So just that mentality going there definitely helps a lot.
Well, whether it's questionable transportation on your way to get an amateur tattoo or staring at a ball while people are running 23 miles an hour at you, you are an incredible player, an incredible person. Kalif Raymond, thanks for spending time with us here on The Insiders.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Be blessed.
Thanks, Kalif.